I think it's fair to say that I'm not the only person who has obsessed over owning a cinema camera in the past, and to be completely honest with you guys, I still do. You really wouldn't be hard pressed to find me scrolling through the Red website and even looking at image quality comparisons between cameras that realistically I'd never be able to justify purchasing. And with the next generation of mirrorless cameras becoming extremely capable for video, I often ask myself whether cinema cameras are sort of becoming obsolete. And I mean for small production crews and content creators of course, they are still 100% viable for movies and larger projects with larger teams. For example, the Panasonic S5 shoots 6K RAW video externally in either ProRes RAW or Blackmagic RAW, two very popular codecs in this day and age. And quickly, as a disclaimer to those watching before I get an entourage of angry cinematographers in the comments, I am fully aware of the benefits that come with fully fledged cinema cameras for more collaborative workflows, such as improved I/O, a better sense of modularity, global shutter, and generally a more refined experience when you are shooting video. And in this video, my aim isn't to discredit these amazing pieces of gear, but instead to open up the topic as to whether they should actually be something for an independent filmmaker like myself or a commercial content creator to aspire to nowadays. In my mind, it feels like everyone in the camera world is constantly on their own little upgrade path, buying the newest bodies and the sharpest lenses time and time again as technology constantly improves. But for the first time in my professional career as a corporate content creator, I genuinely feel like I have everything that I need. And when you look at the way that cinema cameras are evolving over time, we're starting to see smaller and lighter versions from most major brands, with Red releasing the Komodo 6K a few years back, Canon releasing their smallest cine branded camera, the C70, and Sony with their FX6 and FX3, both housing a much smaller form factor than the cameras that are before them. So the real question is whether there's a new space being created in the camera world, or whether trends and needs are changing as the technology is improving, and I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. I guess the point that I'm trying to make in this video is to utilize the equipment that you already have access to, rather than just dreaming about what you could get next, because we all do it, and I've only just recently started to fully utilize the raw video capabilities of my Panasonic S5, years after I first bought it. It's incredibly easy to get wrapped up in finding the absolute best image quality possible, and of course, as we become more experienced, there's definitely an overwhelming feeling of the next best thing unlocking doors to bigger and better jobs. But realistically, just like most of Hollywood, you can easily rent a cinema camera for a few days if the shoot desperately calls for something of that caliber. But if we're all being honest with ourselves, we still don't maximize the potential of the cameras sitting on our desks right now. I've been using the Panasonic S5 and S1 now for almost 2 years, literally every single day, and there's still things I'm learning about those cameras despite the fact that they spend a whole bunch of time on my hands. And also, it takes quite some time to truly understand the image characteristics from each brand. So for example, I was shooting with Sony gear for around 3 years before I moved over to Panasonic. And now, almost 2 years later, I finally feel that I'm truly harnessing the quality that can come from these cameras, and more importantly, how to get the best results out of the bodies in various scenarios. So the minute you change camera bodies and systems altogether, you then restart that learning curve and then wonder why you're still able to get better results from the camera body that you're leaving behind. And that is just simply down to experience with the camera itself. It's also why I generally take a disliking to camera reviews from people that are constantly changing between different bodies and brands, because they're never truly in tune with that camera they're reviewing. So that's why most of the time I'm left a little bit disappointed with their included sample footage. But then if I go like a year later and I see another video on that particular camera, I'm blown away. And that's simply because the person who's had it for a year can really get the best out of it. Anyways, that's it from me on this one. To be honest, this video was mainly for me, as I'm definitely guilty of drooling over the specs of the newest and hottest releases in the camera world. And recently those cameras for me have been from the likes of Red and ARRI and stuff. And let's be completely honest here guys, there's absolutely no way I need a camera like that to be making 60-second videos for local businesses or even for YouTube. So I'm just being an idiot, and I really do appreciate the power of my current gear. I'm sure that a few of you that are watching this video right now can sort of relate to what I'm talking about here, about always chasing the next best thing and not really taking the time to learn what's actually sitting on your lap right now. So hopefully this has resonated with you somewhat and you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful, entertaining or interesting, and if you did, then please subscribe, because I do make a lot of content here surrounding the Panasonic S5 and S-series lineup in general. So if that is your thing, then this channel will definitely be for you. And yeah, thank you again for watching, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one.